Hey everyone, my name's Carla Lira, and I have a question for you guys. So, have you ever lost contact with someone that you were once extremely close with and never thought your paths would cross again? But they do, except for this time, things are totally different. The dynamic has completely changed, and all of a sudden, you find an attraction to them that you never expected. Well, that happened to me. And today, the most inspirational person that I want to talk about is my boyfriend, Michael. Now, me and Michael, we go way, way back to about seventh grade, to be exact. And we used to be a part of a group of best friends. I guess you could call us like a squad. It was about 8 of us. And we would get into the craziest, fun, most wild situations as young kids normally do. And we were all really close friends for about 4 years before we began to separate a little bit. Now, I remember the first time that I met with everybody, it was a pretty good balance between male and female. And it was mostly some of my girlfriends, and then all of the guys were friends as well. But I remember that specific day, everybody was talking, we were all getting to know each other, and I was a little bit more shy and reserved. I remember kind of just being in the background, like a little bit quiet, and Michael was doing the same thing. Well, I think we clicked instantly because of that. And over the years, me and him would come to be best friends, like really, really close. We would talk on the phone every single day. I don't even recall what we would talk about, but we would be on the phone for at least an hour daily. And our friendship was purely platonic. It never went past just like a really close best friend bond, you know. But what would eventually happen is that some of the guys, including Michael, and even some of the girls, they would all kind of begin to dabble in some risky behavior and start getting into messy situations that I personally did not want to be a part of. And so I made the choice to start distancing myself from them a little bit. You know, and naturally, life doesn't stop. So over time, we grew further and further apart. And I really had no idea what happened to anybody. I found new friends, everybody took different paths. And I would later find out that Michael joined the Marines. Now, when I found out that he joined the Marines, I was actually really proud of him because I felt like that was his way of trying to better his life and not take the path that he was taking, which would have led him probably nowhere good. And so when I found that out through a close friend, I was pretty proud of him. Eventually he went off and got married, and we totally lost all contact and any means of communication for more than 10 years. Which was hard because, like I mentioned before, we were really, really close at one point in time. But, I just figured that's life. You have your chapters with people and you move on. That's it. However, 10 years go by, and so last year I get a phone call, and lo and behold, it's Michael. And he called me. I still remember that it was a Saturday morning, and I didn't recognize the number, so I didn't answer. But I remember that he called me, and then he sent a text. And I responded because it didn't seem like a telemarketer through text. So he called right away when I replied. And I could not believe that I was talking to him after all of these years. I was shocked. I was happy, I was excited, but I was just mostly like dumbfounded. I couldn't believe it. Um, and so at the time that he called me, I was going through a really bad breakup. Um, I was in a really dark place and very depressed, I would say, at the time. It was a really rough time in my life. And he was actually going through a divorce as well, so I think we kind of, once again, related in that sense that we were going through similar situations. So eventually we make plans to all meet up and kind of pick up where we left off and catch up because there was so much ground to cover, so much time that had passed. And I remember seeing him for the first time after all of these years, and I was like overwhelmed with all the feelings. I was excited, I was nervous, I had butterflies for some reason. Um, and there was like a different attraction there to him, which later I would find out that he was feeling the exact same way. And it just felt surreal. It was crazy. Now, when I learned of all of the things that he endured and went through in boot camp and through the Marines, because he's been in for about 9 years, um, I was really inspired and really drawn to his motivation to be somebody and to do better in life. So, with that being said, I can definitely say that as soon as he came back into my life, everything took a complete 180. And all of a sudden, I wasn't depressed anymore. I felt motivated to um, get things done, to give every single day my all. I no longer felt that um, lack of motivation or lack to or motivation to succeed in life. Like he pushes me every single day to challenge myself and to be the best version of myself that I can be. And he not only pushes me, but he leads by example. And I can definitely say that ever since he's come back into my life, I've been so much happier and things have just been so much better. So um, I have to credit that to him. And that is why he's the most inspirational person to me. Thank you guys so much for listening. Hope you guys have a great day.